That was the right button. There we go. Good morning, or good evening, whatever time it is you are tuning in or watching this. Welcome! As you can see, right now on screen, there is a small thunderstorm that just passed by. It's now slowly heading away. An early morning tiny thunderstorm. But otherwise quite nice. Gonna be quite a nice Sunday. Here I am. A little later than usual. I was just a bit too tired in the morning to hurry with the stream to start on 8 o'clock, so 8:30 it is for once. Hopefully next week I can go back to the 8 o'clock schedule that I usually do for my music stream, but let's switch over to the game. There we are. But as you maybe can tell by title of this video, it is my weekly music stream that I've been doing since the beginning of this year, but the title has slightly changed. For those that don't know, last week I took a break because I was out the whole weekend. I couldn't really stream, I was not at home. But the week before I finished what I started at the beginning of the year, which was the mapping of the hunt targets on my hunt website. In the stream back then was called Maps and Music, but because the mapping part is done, actually it was called Hunt Maps and Music, but because the mapping part is done now, I can no longer use that name, obviously. So I contemplated what I could call this stream. At first I thought I would simply call it Sunday Music. There is a quite popular radio show here in my country that has the name Sunday Music, and it would be kind of a tribute to that. But that again would lock me into Sundays, and if for whatever reason my Sunday is locked due to some event and I can't do it on a Sunday, the name would be quite confusing if I'm streaming on a Saturday, on a Friday with my weekly music stream. Therefore, I have changed it to MWM, which simply means Miingno's Weekly Music. I did write it out for this one. Maybe I will write out for the next few titles too in the description on YouTube and on Twitch, but afterwards it will just be MWM for my weekly music streams. Also, because I did ditch the Final Fantasy XIV part in the name, I still have to update some of the descriptions down below and the what's it called? The playlists on YouTube. I also don't want to limit myself to simply doing Final Fantasy XIV cover music as I did before. I want to do all kinds of game music and cover music, and whatever music I can find online, or whatever music you recommend me listening to. And today I want to start doing something new, at least new for me personally, and that is I will dive into the Occult Crescent for the first time. I really did not go there yet. I know it's been a month, more? 2 months since it's out. I just never had the time to step into the Occult Crescent. So I will go there the first time, and I will hear the music for the very first time. I really tried to avoid any and all spoilers of the region of the area, including the music, so I have no idea what music will await me. I'm looking forward to it very much. to the Zone music, the Fate music, which apparently is different, and all the music that exists in there. I'm looking forward to it very, very much. I will hear it for the first time, react to it, analyze it slightly. But then obviously I also have some great cover music from Final Fantasy XIV that I have still been gathering during this time, that I will listen and react to after I have finished some of the starting stuff on the Occult Crescent, and when the boring grindy stuff will start, so I can switch in some other music into the stream. But yeah, I think that's it for the beginning. Without further ado, let's start into the Occult Crescent. And I hope the thunderstorm isn't gonna get any worse. It's raining quite heavily right now. So yeah, let's see what this Occult Crescent will be about. Actually, I hope I'm on the correct NPC. I didn't check, I just thought that one would be the most obvious. It's blue quest. Fine. Let's see. Yeah, that looks right. That looks right. One last hurrah. The expedition messenger casts his gaze expectantly about the harbor. You're Miingno, aren't you? Just the man I was after, as it happens. Old Kettenram tasked me with finding you. Says he's got a proposition for you. Stay right here, I'll go fetch him. Oh, nice. Let's see. There he is. Do I remember what voice I gave him, or what voice he had? It's been quite a while I did the main story. Let's see. I apologize for coloring you like this, but I was hoping we could parlay before we took leave of Tuliolal. No? I'll cut right to the chase. I want you on board for my final expedition. Or me final expedition. Before I get into the particulars, allow me to spin a quick yarn. Okay. Ooh, is that a new world map? I don't think I've seen this one before. With Valigarmand on the left. And what's that on the bottom left, those wings? Ah. They have to reveal the whole map now, come on. Anyway, let's go. These days, any Orzian sailor worth their salt bound for Tuliol or Tural take the established route and skirt the southern Indigo Deep. But back when maps of the realm were nothing but blank parchment past Wildebrand, all we had was the allure of the horizon to guide us. Most of me fellow explorers waited anchor and cut a course due west, heading straight for adventure. Alas, most were lost to the waves. Me crew and I reached Tural on account of us ranging northward and avoiding the same treacherous waters that claimed them. That stretch of the deep came to be known as Shade's Triangle. I had a notion to solve its mysteries on behalf of me fallen comrades, but after arriving on these shores, it was the land, not the sea, that promised adventures anew. Once I had settled here and disbanded the expedition, I never did get the opportunity. But then I crossed paths with a certain realm-renowned adventurer and began to wonder. Something told me that with your help, I would finally shed light on the mystery of those accursed waters. So, how about it? Will you join this old explorer on one final jaunt? Does he still have to use at the palace? I don't think he has to use there, right? Let's go with the top one. It would be my honor. Ha! Knew I could count on ya. Truth be told, even before Gulul Jaja asked me to watch over Kana and Vuklamat, I feared I'd never see again. Any road I sensed the pair were wise to be wearing, so I laid it all bare. And you say the mystery of Shade's Triangle has... Oh wait, that's Kona. And you say the mystery of Shade's Triangle has haunted you since? The region... I really cannot do their accent, it's so weird for me. The region which you speak is an impediment to trade with foreign nations. Any effort to unravel its secrets would ultimately benefit Tuliola. And Vuklamat sounds like it might be the last chance you get, especially if you're hoping to get Miingno involved. Besides, Papa would turn in his grave if he barred his old friend from one final voyage. I say follow your heart. Ankwa? Yeah, that was his name, true. I'm sure you'll be wanting more details, but I would like to set sail sooner rather than later. Let's reconvene once we've put a few months between us and the harbor. The ship is ready and waiting. Had her sent over from Limsa especially. When you're ready, speak with Ofanginyum over on the pier, or whatever the name is. And yeah, by the way, I didn't even see the patch trailer yet for 7.2. I kept it a secret this time, trying to really avoid any and all spoilers of the patch. So I really have no idea what's coming. As you may know, by the way, the next patch trailer will probably come next Thursday, during the next live letter. However, the live letter is during the day, when I'm at work, so I won't be able to see it live. And I probably will be spoiled until I get home, so... Not sure if I can do a live reaction. I want to watch the trailer again this time. It was a nice experiment. It was nice not knowing much about the patch. Although there are so many spoilers going around on the internet. I knew way too much about the story that was happening without having seen the trailer, so didn't really help to keep it secret from me. But regardless, I did not see it this time, so I'd have no idea really what I will see over in the Occult Crescent. Once you're ready, I'll row us out to the vessel in this here skiff. Miingno, I presume? Captain Rum told me all about you. The name's Ofangeim, or whatever, navigator by trade. They say Shade's Triangle is wracked with storms year-round, but a closer look at the charts tell ya that ain't technically true. For a brief season, the sky's clear and the sea's calm, hence why the old explorer is eager to weigh anchor. What's the matter? Don't tell me you worry of clambering onto this little rowboat? We aren't rowing all the way to Shade's Triangle, our vessel is waiting out beyond the shallows. Any road, when you're good and prepared to leave, just say the word. I mean, obviously we're not using that one to go there. mean, my character should know that big ships can't anchor here because of the reef. Ready to plot the course for waters unknown, are you? Let's go. Don't know whether to respect your medal or question your sanity, but welcome aboard. Shade Strangle, here we come. Let's see. Oh! I just want to say their name, but I'm not sure I should on stream. It's blue-footed. Yeah, that other word. Quite a lot of people on board. Plain sailing thus far? Might be time to talk about our destination. Shade Strangle is a churning mess of storms, so every time a vessel goes missing in the region, most blame the treacherous conditions. But hear this, there are records of the last ship seeking to chart those waters, and the message they relayed to their escort is passing strange. Conditions fair, crescent-shaped isle sighted in vicinity. Potential safe haven during storms, attempting to make landfall. They never made it back to port, despite the calm seas. Bugs was talking to calling the islands the Occult Crescent ever since. They say it's not but a shift in mirage that claims the lives of all who sight it. Great that we're going there. Everyone on board knows the risks involved on a voyage like this. There ain't nothing like the thrill of the unknown to trump good sense. Aye, the whiff of mystery and the promise of new discoveries hard to resist. Am I right in thinking the same applies to you, adventurer? Yeah. Anyhow, why don't you get acquainted with the rest of the crew? I'll be here checking the charts. Once we've got the measure of folks risking their heights along with ya, come and find me. Let's see. Can we go up here? Yeah, we can. Nice. It's like the other ships that we sometimes can ride. Well, it just doesn't seem that the waves are... Well, they are moving slightly, but not too much. Don't actually think the ship is moving any at all. Just the illusion of the waters down there. Because even the sail isn't moving at all. There's no wind. Ah, it is moving slightly. Okay, I was wrong. It is moving slightly. This ain't my first trip to these waters. I've sailed those close to Shade Strangle to survey the weather many times. One of the clearest days when the sea's flat as glass, do you get a glimpse of the isle? It looks unremarkable from a distance. That's exactly what the poor bastards who went missing must have thought. Never did pluck up the courage to take a closer peek, curious as I was. But when I heard Captain Rum was leading an expedition into the heart of the triangle, I signed right up. Don't get me wrong, I've still got me reservations. But I think of whatever's waiting for us in those waters. It's the excitement that wins out. My grandfather once sailed with Captain Rum. He was right there with him when they first made landfall on Tural. But it wasn't Tural they were aiming for. They had left Eorzea westward bound for Hingashi. They didn't count on a great big continent lying between them and their destination. Once they were ashore, they soon forgot all about the Far East. Eventually my grandfather settled, and here I am, 3 generations later. By all accounts, journeying with Captain Rum is life-changing. I mean, that in the best possible sense, of course. Actually, he should come to the moon and see the world from above. Map it out. This vessel's the only one venturing to Shade's Triangle, but there will be other ships stationed nearby to rally messages back and forth by link pearl. If anything happens to us, they'll get word to the capital. Oh, nice. Good idea. This isn't some foolhardy treasure hunt. No, solving the Owl's secrets will be worth more than any glittering trinkets. And if we can open up safe passage to the island, there's potential to establishing a permanent landing. Just imagine the boon to foreign trade that could bring. All of which is to say, there is more at stake here than lining our pockets. Okay, he has some bigger ambitions, that's good. Anyone else up here? Just the captain, sailing straight and true. Nothing behind us, just the sea. Whee! Interesting, that goes to Yolal. Door. Nothing on the board. There is no telling what awaits us on the island, which is why we've enlisted the help of experts and artisans to supplement our crew. There's one fellow we're all wishing we would steer clear of, though. No? Not really of port, I caught the crazed fool trying to launch one of the lifeboats. Managed to lock him in the hold, but the Vitral set about drinking all the rum inside. In the end, we tied him up and stuffed him in one of the barrels he had trained dry. Okay. So there is one more fella on here that we... didn't expect. Looks like they had a good chat with the crew. That's the thing with seafaring, a close-knit crew is indispensable out in the open sea. I know there's talk about me feats in the region Tural. In truth, I couldn't have done it without my fellow explorers. Wherever the winds might take us, I consider it my duty to get us all there and back in one piece. Right, we'll be entering Shade's Triangle any moment now. Look sharp. That was quick. The birds are back. I'm still here. Land ho! Looks unsuspicious. Hold steady, we sail straight for her. Aye aye. Huh? What's wrong? It's gone. Where's the last island? Just had in our sights. Land spotted off the starboard stern. What? Don't tell me we carried right past it. Get his hog turned around. If it's a mirage, or what the name is, then that means that we might suddenly crash into something that we can't see. Lost sight of damn thing again. Shift in mirage. Was right on the money. If the isle itself was moving, the waves be surging right over the bulkhead. But it's no natural phenomenon. Something's messing with our perception. Oh? There was a message I didn't see. That went on so quickly on and in my... was down there. I couldn't really see it. Let's see. Too bad I didn't catch that one. Actually, let's go back to... I can actually... What did it say? Wait, I'm gonna go to YouTube, as I can go backwards. Just a moment. What did it say? Ye deserved. Heed my call. Ye deserved. Interesting. So I'm gonna go, deserved or not. Onwards we sail. Who are you talking to? I guess the echo. Strange voice, you say? I didn't hear a thing. What in the hell? I've lost control of the rudder. It's like something's ringing us in. Gods. Ooh, that's some nice splashing. Animation. But that ship goes sideways. I'm not sure that's normal. Couldn't be the island, could it? No. Getting misty. That was some nice camera movement there. Especially since Amalala fell. Worked out really well. And here we suddenly are, safe ashore. How's the hull looking? No obvious damage, but the ship's stuck fast, almost as if we've dropped anchor. Perfectly docked and without a single scratch. There ain't the helmsman alive who could have managed that. I fear she'll end up like that if we try and shift her. Possible. I reckon we're brought here by some sort of arcane trickery. Trapped too, most likely. Yeah, magic right into our destination. Quite a stroke of luck, if you ask me. That smile. Or that grin. Well, there's nothing for it but to get this expedition underway. And we have that old tune that they really could abandon now. Now let's see, what will the new music be? Nothing new so far. That's the music we have down in the... Well, the first time we hear this one is, I think, at the foot of the labyrinth before we go into Shadowbringers. I think that's the first time we hear this track. With the ship pinned in place, there's not much we can do except to take a look around. Well, I can go back to Tuliolal there. Quite a nice structure, and I mean, completely nicely built place, nothing fallen down or broken down. And there's even light. There's someone here tending to this place. A voice you heard on the ship. I'm starting to wonder whether that wasn't some kind of summons. I'm glad to have you with us, regardless. As for the isle itself, I assumed it was uninhabited. Certainly wasn't expecting to come across this phantom village. Like as not, there's some sort of ward encompassing the island to keep us here. That said, there's a chance ethereal currents could circumvent the ward, assuming you can tap into one. Might be worth a try if adventure calls you elsewhere. Anyway, as much as I'd like to gather the crew and get stuck right in, you better secure the perimeters first. Oh, and I thought I would give you a journal to jot down your findings along the way. Oh, nice. Gladly. Thank you. Figures there's more than a few folks out there who would appreciate a record of your exploring here's. Fill those pages and give them something to sink their teeth into. Ba, 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 ba. If you wish to return to Tuliolal at any point during expedition, interact with the ethereal currents by the Morte chip. Corresponding current at Tight Harbor facilitates travel back to the Occult Crescent. Okay. Occult record unlocked. Collection expanded. The Occult record is now available in collection in the duty section of the main menu. Now, new entries of prominent terms and characters will be added to the record as you explore the Occult Crescent. That's good. Now, we have the first one, Captain Ram. I couldn't read the rest of his name. I'll stay here and keep an eye on the ship. The two of you better start securing the area. The Phantom Village. Captain Ram scouts the empty settlement with very eyes. Odd, not a single soul about. No use pondering though, we'd better take a look around while Ingame stands guard. As long as the ship's safe, so are all the previous provisions on board, and that means one less worry while we're getting our bearings. Let me know if you find anything of interest. And now? Will we get new music? Not yet. Yeah, faintly glowing stone. Likely carved by skilled hands, this ether-infused stone exudes a faint glow. It's unclear whether the stone emits light naturally or if some internal mechanism is causing illumination, yeah. Just sometimes words difficult. Anyway, this door's sealed shut, but with a bit of persuading, I reckon I can prise the lock open. Overgrown building, yeah, slightly. The foliage choking the building and the overall state of decay suggests it has been abandoned for some time, left to the mercy of the elements. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. At least that's what I feel. Could be much worse. Survey point. Ah, that's for the Occult Crescent. For the Occult Record, that's the name. My vantage point. Two shipwrecks are visible in the eerie still bay. It is pretty still, the water's there. No doubt once crewed by brave sailors seeking the inner reaches of Shade's Triangle. Judging from their orientations, the vessel must have sunk while attempting to leave the island. There's no telling whether the souls on board were also lost to the waves. You have finished investigating the area. Captain Ram will be keen to know of your findings. Anything else up here? I don't think so. Whee! I'm guessing you're not close to solving the Isle's mystery either. Looking at the structures, I would say the settlement's ancient. The original inhabitants may be long gone, but I was half hoping to find a few survivors from the wrecks at the very least. Again, I don't think it looks too old, it looks quite clean and polished. Anyhow, this building in particular took my interest. I managed to force the lock. Oh. I don't want you to think I made a habit of breaking locks and general skullduggery, other than when strictly necessary, of course. Let's take a look inside, shall we? Sure. That's dark. Burning candles. Mice? Okay, so there are animals here. A sarcophagus, I'd reckon. I wouldn't get too close if I were you. I sense arcane trickery afoot. Oh. These candles aren't being kept alight by natural means. That's for damn sure. Yeah, they do look weird. But obviously It's okay. If he wants to step close, be my guest. Yeah, just as I thought. Experience tells me a war like this will have us jumping through hoops to dispel. Or to dispel it. Question is, should we? Oh. Only a deserved may lay claim. There's that voice again. Let's do that one. I didn't hear a thing. If they're addressing you in particular, methinks that word might yield to you. Oh, that was easy. Not sure which is a more confusing mystery. Your magic touch or this godforsaken rock we're standing on? So, what do you have here? A Thumbry! I was before him. So, we are in Mark area. In that case. Ah, thoroughly refreshed and raring to go. And who might you two be? I wasn't expecting the common tongue. You take me for some benighted fool, but perhaps a valid supposition given my current form. You stand before the archive, the very definition of erudition, or whatever the word is. Now hurry up and introduce yourself. I like that glow that he has. Do we get this as a filter for the... I always forget the name of the photo mode. But that would be a nice filter to have to put on over the screen. Well, I'm Miingno Star. I've heard a voice. Was it yours? Ah, Miingno it is. Those keen, searching eyes of yours. Clearly you have an inquisitive mind like no other. Like my own, that is. I'm Kettenbrum, an explorer hailing from Limsalominsa. We're here on an expedition backed by the nation of Tuliolal. Limsalo what now? Tuliolal? I visited each of the 12 city-states and learned all there is to know about their peoples and cultures, but those names ring unfamiliar. To think a whole nation would elude me? Tell me, when exactly was this Tuliolal founded? 12 city-states. Were there 12 during that time period? I know of 3 that should have been there, but 12? Oh well, I'm not an expert in yours in history. The 7th astral era? I moved to the island to avoid spreading the affliction that left me, as you see, and promptly fell into its deep slumber. If memory serves, such a plague swept the realm at the end of the 5th astral era. But that would mean we've been asleep for more than 1,500 years. That would explain why I feel so well rested. Now that I'm awake, I should very much like to see what has become of the isle. Yeah, we're just leaving that place there, okay. Question is, was it their voice we heard or somebody else's? I certainly don't recall the memorial fountain being so grimmed with algae. Perhaps you do speak the truth. But I mean, 1,500 years, that would look much worse. At least that's what I think. And the strange ether I sense pervading the island. Could it be a ward of sorts? The knocking's still foggy after that eon's long slumber. There was a time when I knew all kinds of things. The name of every battle, the weight of all the riches in the worlds, to the aunts. I was a wise old man, a gushing font of knowledge. Say, Could be a real boon for your expedition once I get... I could be a real boon for your expedition once I get up to speed. I shall join you on your endeavors. Yeah, perhaps in the course of our adventures, your memories will come flooding back. Seeing as there's nothing in the settlement out to kill us, I think it's time we get the crew ashore and earning their keep. I'll be right back. Hopefully we can learn more about Al from our newfound co-conspirator. Probably said that word wrong, but don't know how else to pronounce it. And we get new music now? Ah, just the archive. New record. No, right into the next. Nope. Thought maybe we'll go right into the next cutscene. Not yet. We have a ferry. The archive yearns to make sense of the situation. Ah, 1.0 music. Would you care to elaborate upon what brought you here? The sense of adventure. So this isle lies in the heart of Shade's Triangle, and many a ship has gone missing in these waters. You mentioned the wrecks out in the bay. It's not unreasonable to think some of those sailors will have made it ashore. Why did no one try to wake me? I mean, the bottom one would be nice. Yeah, let's go with the bottom one. I want to know what that strange voice in my head is, that only I can hear. You mean to imply that someone summoned you here? Clearly it wasn't me. Oh, okay, good. I've been sound asleep for the last few millennia, give or take. What a tantalizing conundrum. We simply must get to the bottom of it. Okay, good. Oh, we have a ferry. Is it knowledge you seek? What manner of creature is this? Familiar, methinks. Looks like the fairy is employed by Nemean scholars of Eld. Was it you who summoned her? Me? Preposterous. I would have summoned something more Playdesk. How rude. My name is Iris. There we go. And I certainly wasn't called forth by a wizened little wrench like you. They will get along just fine. Wizened? What do you mean wise, you petulant little whelp? Honestly, who would ever summon a companion so lacking in manners? I know exactly what I mean, and you, sir, are lacking in wisdom. A seal has been placed upon your worldly knowledge, thus preventing its use. You can only speak of that which the rotund individual over here has seen and learned firsthand. Is that so? Well, that explains why I can master the faintest emote of magic. I tried to heal myself earlier to no avail. Centuries of sleep on that cold stone slab really took its toll on my lower back. Enough of you and your aching bones. Iris, where's your master? Let me try a different track, or tack. Why were you summoned here? I don't know. Looks like someone else has had their knowledge sealed away. If I'm wizened and lacking wisdom, then you're not but an unfamiliar. That was a good one. I'll tell you one thing. That fairy was steeped in the same ether, permeating the island. Or permitting the... Permeating? Yeah, probably. As I surmised, there's a strange ward covering the isle in its entirety. No doubt those ships in the bay were caught in its pull. Well, wards can't just cause themselves. Meaning, someone's responsible for those poor souls who perished in Shite's Triangle. Methinks our focus ought to be finding out what we can about this individual. And let's not forget that strange voice you keep hearing. For all we know, it could be connected in some ways. Alright, let's go and speak with Jeffrey over yonder. He ought to have word on progress at the base camp. Yeah, he's already there. Okay. He's already over there. Spell back pain sufferer, are you? Not really. The spell I tried to cast is called Spinal Sap. Some say it's the finest example of white magic to ever grace the pages of an arcane tome. I couldn't even recall the name of that spell before, and am I remembering it now because you heard me speak of trying to cure my aches and pains? Oh, poor noggin. This is all so perplexing. Jeffrey's over by the western gate. Let's head over and find out how the encampment fares. Actually, is anything over here? Another gate? No, nothing. Okay. No, my back is good. Have a good chair. Yeah, nothing else here. They ain't saying anything, so... Jeffrey, what do you have for me? You'll be pleased to hear the preparations are well underway. I sent an advance party to scout ahead while the ship's being unloaded. They've already found an ideal spot to stage forays into the island's southern reaches and are setting up camp as we speak. When you're ready to head out, just say the word. Once you're out in the field, you'll have to speak with Kettenram and decide how to proceed. The support crew will be stationed here in town. Be sure to avail yourself of their service if you're in need. And if you're after a weaponsmith, word is we hired a truly remarkable craftsman for the expedition. I sadly know who it is, but... well, not sadly, but I know who it is. Judging by his reputation, he'll soon have your weapons honed to deadly perfection. And now I also know who they locked into the crate. Maybe. It probably was him, right? The smithy will be set up over yonder. Do drop by if you're interested. Well, that's all for me. Give me a shout when you're ready to make for the encampment. Probably Gerald that they put him into the casket. Let's see, Occult Crescent. You stand upon the Occult Crescent, an uncharted island in the heart of Shade's Triangle. Whether you choose to join your fellow explorers in large-scale battles against the nearest foes or take on the Crescent denizens in a series of small skirmishes. There are many ways to proceed and much to uncover on these shores. Following pages contain detailed explanation. Let's see. Level requirement? Which is weird to me that they made it level 100. Because usually those or these types of content was designed for people 10 levels below so they can use it to level up to 100. But anyway. Now, knowledge level, okay. And we can gain knowledge similar to experience points. Exploring the island. You may participate in critical encounters, similar to over in Bosja. Let's go. Harris. Now new music? Yes. What a nice somber tune. It's probably the night theme of this place, so... It's not a melody I'm familiar with. Although there is something. There is something familiar still. Can't quite place my finger on it. Let's see. Arcane artistry. I mean, I know who we will find. A drum-addled reprobate. Wouldn't be surprised if we found him floating in the sea. I've need a smithy, do ya? I'm afraid we ain't up and running yet. Truth be told, weaponsmith we hired bottled before we could finish setting up shop. A master of its craft by all accounts, but he's been nothing but trouble since he set foot on the ship. Kept trying to escape, so we threw him in the hold. Our woes didn't end there, though. He drank most of the booze we bought along with for the expedition. I tell you, the bugger was off pickled by the time we ordered him out. Anyhow, the bastard's now gone and disappeared. This fellow you speak of sounds vaguely familiar. I have an idea who it might be. I mean, yeah. Yeah? Either you're already acquainted with the scoundrel, or Eosius home to more cantankerous weaponsmith than I've thought. Don't know that word anyway. Needless to say, there aren't many folk willing to sail for Shade Strangle. While we were scratching around trying to find someone, a certain enterprising woman put us in touch. Rowena. Anyway, they said there ain't a fine weaponsmith alive today, but he drinks, like a sailor on shore leave, and is up to his neck in debt. He signed up for the expedition to settle his dues. And he wrote he can't have gotten far. Not like there's any way up this rock. If he's half as good as they say, I reckon he'll be a boon for adventuring. Keep your eyes peeled. If you run into a shirtless, rum-soaked good for nothing by the name of Gerald, tell him to come and see me. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I guess he's over there. That's what I thought who it's going to be. Hey there. Remember me? From the previous few expansions and base game? Not a drop of rum to be had in this bloody ghost town. There was no mention of Shade Strangle when I signed the goddamn contract. Talk about false bloody pretense. More fool me for trusting that Willie Hardin, eh? Hey there. Who the hell's that? Oh, bugger me. Can't I do one bleeding job without you showing your ugly muck? Hey. I'm paying you for your service, come on. That said, there's a never dull moment when us two team up. How about we finish the job sharpish and get off this desolated rock, eh? Yeah, let's do that, come on. That was easy. To get him to come back. This place is pretty spacious as far as ghost towns go. By the time I'd finished wandering about, the rum worn off. That was quick. He must have had an odd time coaxing him back. Not really. Apologies for all the trouble. He actually came back on his own. Right, with the smithing up and running, it's high time we started earning a keep. Listen here, do you really think I'm going to sully me hammer and tongs knocking out work any village smith with half a brain could handle? No, nothing less than 9 possible feats or genius strokes me fire these days. Says the impudent sot who drank the old rye racking up more debt in the process. You're hardly in for a position to dictate terms. But it does seem daft to fork over eye-watering sums to Eosian's finest weaponsmith, only to have him forging plain old swords and shields. Any ideas? I'm sure Eosian's finest weaponsmith has his own ideas. Yeah, for once. He does, as a matter of fact. Devising new means of refining weapons and armor. And armor, nice. I couldn't help notice all the ether re-meeting the place. Reckon I'll tap into that somehow. Ooh, he has a sense too for that. Good. Of course I need raw materials. Some magic warped ore from the Isle should do the trick. Maybe it's ores you're after. Our surveyors will soon be conducting a preliminary excavation. Is that all you need to start? Hardly, if that's the case. Any old fool could do the job. Magical properties can be fleeting and elusive. Without the means to properly harness the ether, there's every chance the ores degrade in the process. So you'll require something else beside raw material. Any inkling as to what that might be? Sometimes a foul beastie enthroned or death will leave behind a crystallized chunk of their life essence. Sadly, I've heard of that before too. I've used the stuff in the past, and while it ain't exactly common, I'd wager you'll find it on this bastard rock. Not that it's unique to the island mind, I'm sure you'll find it elsewhere too. Does this mysterious crystal have a name? It sadly does. Demi Atma. Yep, that's about the correct reaction. Thanks for providing the sparks our weaponsmith needs. Looks like he's committed to fulfilling his contract duties, at the very least. Say he would feel about handling the fiend-felling part of the gambit. While you're out acquiring Demi Atma, I'll see how amendable Gerald is to helping around the smithy. I reckon that's reasonable division of labor. That look. Yeah. Atma farming. Here we go again. Demi-Atma can be obtained from fates and critical encounters on the Occult Crescent South Horns. It can also be obtained from fates in other regions, yeah. Rukopacha, Kumu, Kozamu, Kayak, Tel, Shaloni, Heritage Found, and Living Memory. Let's see. I'll need at least 6 kinds of the materia, 3 of each to be sure my work is foolproof. 3 times 6. I'll need at least 6 kinds of the materia, 3 of each to be sure my work is foolproof. Me of this Tuliolal? Sure. We'll begin by exploring the Crescent's South Horn. When you're good and prepared, speak with Jeffrey. Let's go. Yes. Ah. Ooh. Sadly, it's rainy, but the music will stay. Oh, nice. That's the melody from the Wondrous Palace. In a new arrangement. Interesting effect. sounds so familiar, this melody. I can't quite place the melody, and I have heard it so many times. Is it a weeping city? Could be. Yeah, Weeping City of Mark. Which makes sense for the time period. Ooh. I like a xylophone, or actually probably a marimba. Nice bongo. The sky is clearing up. That's a track over in the locks. Why the locks? Dun, dun. I'm sure the story will tell us, but interesting. So we have those three melodies so far. And we are back in... Some more. It's just, it goes around, those three melodies. Now it probably looped. So we have the Wondrous Palace, which makes sense for a time period. I mean, the structure over there in the background looks like it's from there. Then we have the Weeping City, Mach. And I know there is a structure over there looks like the other city-state during that time period. Interesting, but that locks theme is in there. I wonder why. I'm sure we'll get to know sooner or later. New job, old tricks. Captain Rum is overseeing activities at the expedition space camp. You'd be hard pressed to find a better location to stage an expedition than this, and to think we would even find something akin to an aetheryte. With any luck, there'll be a few more dotted about the island to avail ourselves of it. Make sure you tune with this one before leaving camp. Speaking of leaving, our advance party scoured the area and brought back a few bits and bobs of interest. The archive was appraising the cache but he soon scattered off and started poking around the heap of rubble. We better see what he's up to. There we go, base camp. There you are. Got something crystalline to show you. Oh. Ah, just as I thought. Because you laid eyes on the crystal, I was able to tap into my wealth of learning on the topic. This sealed knowledge business is awfully frustrating, I must say. What I handed you is a soul shard from the 5th Astral Era. Contained within is a phantasmal record of arcane arts and combat disciplines pioneered by the 12 city-states of Eld. I'm sure the methods you modern combatants employ are far more refined than those of my day. Nonetheless, you might benefit from learning the old ways of waging war. Under normal circumstances, I would find myself a soul shard and right alongside you, but I can't access what's inside. Laughed again by the seal that diminutive little scallywag spoke of. Given that you were summoned here especially, I dare say you'll have no trouble using it, however. Go on, try fixing it to your garb. Okay. And I guess my stream somehow restarted over on Twitch. It's okay, as long as it works, still. Phantom chops unlocked. Let's see. The soul shard in your possession gives you access to 3 Phantom chops: Phantom Knight, Phantom Monk and Phantom Bard. These supplementary chops can each be selected via the chop window. Okay. Selecting a Phantom chop enables you to use job-specific Phantom action. Much like other actions, Phantom actions can be registered to the hotbar. Makes sense? You're currently a Phantom freelancer. Select your chops and proceed. Okay. So I have freelancer, which has 2 actions actually, but Bard. Oh. Okay. Monk and Knight. I mean, right now I'm a tank, therefore I should probably go with something more suited for fighting. And kick. Occult counter, okay. In a comb before you, okay. Only after parry. Well, we will see how this goes. Ah, and that's the record, good. Don't have to. Can open it there, that's good. I will read them one day, just not now. The archive tells me that crystal is filled with knowledge of ancient combat techniques might come in handy. Yeah. The ancient arts of war. Well, I've fixed it, so... Excellent! It would seem you have managed to interface with the soul shard. There's one caveat. I believe it will only work within the confines of the island's ward. Nonetheless, as you can accumulate more knowledge, you'll soon be able to draw on more potent techniques. What's more, I don't think that's the only soul shard on the island. I'm positive you'll acquire others in your travels. The more you possess, the greater the array of ancient techniques you will have at your fingertips. Well, I shan't keep you from your excursions any longer, so you better speak to that imposing class over there before you depart. Anything else? There's precious little else I can tell you about the soul shards. I suggest you go speak with Miingno. I mean, that name is just, yeah. Oh, anything I can buy? Potion, elixir. Occult copper. Okay. Don't have that ability, I don't think so at least. I mean, I know you like this track, Square Enix, but please, use something else. It has had its... Anyway. These walls have seen better days, but they're solid enough. As long as we secure the entrance, the camp will be safe while you're out roaming the island. Romans are well and good, but we'll need a firm plan of action if we're to make any headway. Before we leave, let's consider our approach. Oh, nice. In my prime I could wield all manner of deadly weapons and dread magics. Be on that irksome seal. Navigating seafaring skills, but I'm happy to muck in and help out on land with logistics. As for the actual exploring, I'll leave that here. Creatures of the Crescent. Seems to me the more we learn about this island, the further we get from unraveling its secrets. There's the voice one you can hear, the Isle-wide ward, the seal on the archive's knowledge, that fairy familiar and her master, and not to mention that finding a settlement on such a remote island is passing strange to begin with. But before we get to satisfying our curiosity, we've more pressing concerns to address. Safety. Me crew are peerless, yourself included, but we've seen negligence and lack of preparation may lay low the finest explorers, which is why I intend to thoroughly appraise the threats lurking beyond these walls. As a resident freelancer extraordinaire, I want you to fell 3 different species of fiends and share your findings from each encounter. At the very least, it'll be an opportunity to test that crystal of yours. Bribe me with the information you gather. The more you see and share, the more we chip away at the blasted seal. Okay, that's just knowledge. Okay, nothing else special here. Well, let's go and fight some foes. music has changed. They added a drum beat underneath. They add a drum beat when you engage in battle. I miss that. The change in the music. Ooh. Nice bass. Okay, now we'll zap through the enemy. Not quite what I need. That base is gone instantly. Different to the Crystal Tower, where the music only changes on the beat. Here it's instant, basically. Same melody, basically the same track, just added. Drum beat and this nice bass. Just stopped. Very well done. I need to add a macro for that. Let's see. What do we have? Notes of Crescent Garula, Flying Lizard, and Banner Snatches. Okay, nothing special there. You counted a whole herd of Garula. It's rare indeed to see such notoriously territorial creatures band together. Mayhap it's a regional adaptation? Let's see. You also vanquished a flying lizard and a bandersnatch. The former are known for their treetop nests, and the latter are often found prowling mountains, mountainous regions in search of prey. I'm no naturalist, but they don't sound like species you would normally find on an island such as this. I suppose someone could have transported them here, but why go to all that trouble? I can answer that, or at least I could, were it not for that vexatious seal. In other words, we'll be relying on Miingno to document what he finds on his travels. Honestly, I'm starting to think Aris wasn't far off the mark about you. Roam far and wide, Miingno. Help me unseal my vast reserves of knowledge and thus prove this lumbering cult. Clot, wrong. With local fauna surveyed, I suggest we now seek sites of former habitations. Or habitation. There are plenty of structures beside the settlement you found in me. To start, I want you to visit the ruins visible due south of the encampment and examine their architectural motifs. I look forward to hearing your account. And level up. Nice. I didn't actually didn't attune. I shall go south, okay. I mean, I have nothing to lose at this point. So I'm just gonna travel through the area, looking around, and while doing so, let's do at least a few of the amazing new tracks that got released this week. I'll start that one up. Because after all, this is also a music stream. Or it's supposed to be a music stream. I did listen to some music now, obviously, but let's see. I have one here, which was released today. It just popped up when I opened up my browser today to check for newest releases, and I just saw that it was released just a few hours ago. It's Crimson Sunset by Pablo Enver. Let's do that one while I'm looking around the Southern Horn. This sounds pretty much spot on. I do wonder if the music is from his program or if it's just the transcription of the track. Might just be the transcription of the track. Doesn't matter, it's a really nice track. Listening to that now and then, again, why not? That scared me. It is just a transcription, but still. Ooh, level 20. Probably shouldn't go in. Ah, damn it. Let's use the return. Makes it easier. It's not a cover, it was just the transcription, but still it's a beautiful track from Final Fantasy XIV. And if you want to try and do it yourself, there is now the transcription available for the track. Just quickly getting rid of this lion here, and then I'll there we go. Start another track. This one, however, is one I have already heard this week. When it came out, I couldn't stop myself from listening to the whole track. Farlyn is back with another amazing cover. This time he did Not Afraid. Let's go. Also, where could I actually... Let's place it up here. By the way, I did buy this mount off the market board for very cheap, that's why I have it.
The
His voice is perfect for this track. He is so incredibly talented. Sweet. That was a nice scream there. Really amazing cover by Farlyn. I'm glad that he's back. Took quite a long break from making music, but now he is back. It's still rare that he makes new music, but it's less rare than my new music. So very nice to have him back. And the next track we have they always call it a remix, but to me it's still quite a nice. They're still quite nice covers to me personally. They call them remixes. Technically they are remixes, but still, me, I will still listen to them here. It's With Hearts Aligned by DJ Genesis. Let's go. I'm not opening those treasures yet because I have heard that there could be mimics in there, and I'm ill-equipped to fighting mimics at this level. Ooh, that's a nice place here. Doing the whole melody yet. Still building up. Ooh, that was nice. There we go. Ah, no, not yet. Still, they're holding back on. On the melody there. wonder how I can get up there. That was quite the shift. Interesting change of the lyrics. Take out some power. Cave. But it's guarded, so... That's a bit too high for me. 12. Very interesting switch-ups in the track here. Now we are in Eurobeat territory, I would say. Sure, jumping down is a good idea here, though, but we will see. Interesting changes in this track. That definitely was with parts aligned. And I have time for one more at least, which is Sultana Dreaming. I think that's the correct name, by SaraSandwich. Funny channel name. Let's go. While I keep exploring the field. Ulda's night theme. Ooh, I like the guitar. Not a lot of people in here. Ooh. That float is nice. Wanderer's Haven. So it is something from the Wanderer's Palace part, maybe? Just looking around for records. Saxophone fits so well into this theme. Sees 13 enemies. Don't suppose I can swim here? Nope. Really beautiful cover of the Uldan night theme. And also this week we got a new cover of Flow, a violin cover by ViolinPaladin. I wonder if they did recreate the piano. Great, there's nothing up here. Why did I come here? That's nice. A lot of heart in that play. Unexpected early high part. Too many enemies for my liking. A lot of heart in that violin play. Always on the edge of being slightly too high, but then he manages, or they catch themselves beautifully. There's one. Really gorgeous. Gorgeous violin solo. I will try to get a bit more of the map down here on the left. And let's do that one which popped up today on my list. Luckily, I only heard a few bars of this track and it sounded gorgeous. A new entry for me by Christian Morte guitar. I have not heard any of him yet. It's the Knoweth. The Nautilus Knoweth. That name of this track is always difficult for me to say, but still. Old Charlian's theme. Played by acoustic guitar. interesting weather over here. Ooh, that was nice. Perfect timing. Really beautiful cover. And gorgeous visuals too. And I think I have time for one more. Where the Heart Is by the Somnus Quintet. Also someone who, and a channel that popped up today that I have not yet heard anything about before. Let's go. I haven't heard anything of them yet. A very nice and warm sound. Really gorgeous. Gorgeous cover. And I think I cannot really get any more out of this map yet without risking getting killed. There are still a few more places I should go or could go here. But first I need to level up a bit. However, with the few people that are in this place here, it's gonna be slightly difficult to level up, I would say, at this point in time. We'll have to come back later again, once there are a bit more people online. It's always difficult in the early morning hours. Well, it's already close to 11 o'clock, but still. And turn in-game music back on. And turn that one off. Go. I will link all of the tracks that I listened to in the description down below with timestamps after I'm done on the YouTube video. So yeah, I've unlocked the Occult Crescent. I wonder what else I can find in here. And now I think there is just one more thing for me to check, and that is if I was lucky enough to win the cactpot. Let's see. I can return. I always like going this way because it's free. It takes a few seconds longer, but it's just a few seconds. And we have a leap of faith going right now. Yeah, let's do this one. Why not? Quick leap of faith and then taking the big cactpot. Or calling it day. There are a lot of people here because of the mock tome event. You also still need a few more items in there, so that's why I wanted to do this one real quick. Still need more mock tomes too. Oh, yep. That was just good enough. I like to sprint here so I can make this jump. And then turn sprint off again so that I don't jump too far, especially now with the jogging part. Anyway. And just by the way, new music from me will come. I'm working on new original stuff right now because I have quite a few artist friends that make amazing art and I want to support them, and I commissioned a bunch of images from them to go alongside music, and obviously just commissioning the images doesn't really, or isn't enough. I also have to make the music to go alongside the images. Just the gold one left, good. So I'm currently working on the music to these images. And also my drum group. I have now, for my drum group, there is a lot of music coming. I have now mixed the first big batch of tracks. In total 70 tracks that are now in the release cycle. Will still take a while until they are all out there, but they will come sooner or later. But that also took a lot of time. But yeah, more music is on the way. A little bit of personal, original stuff, and then also some more 14 covers. Now let's see. Consolidation prize and a consolidation prize, followed by a consolidation prize. Obviously, because what else should I get? Hopefully one day I will get this ring, but doesn't look good yet. And again, for those wondering what numbers I'm slotting into here, I have tickets here, real life tickets on the jumbo cactpot from the different fan festivals, and I'm using those numbers that I got there. However, I didn't win anything at the festivals, so maybe those numbers are bound to fail here too. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's why I never got the ring, the big prize so far, but only one way to find out, that's to do it over and over again. Just gonna do that one real quick until I have 100 points for the week. There we go. So I get the small from small things challenge log entry. And also gonna present myself without actually changing outfit. Just a lot of small things you can do on a weekly basis to give you gold saucer points. Although I have more than enough right now, I don't really need to do that one, but who knows when they will add some new stuff to buy. Just want to be prepared. I mean, it just takes a few seconds and then you're done. And yeah, while that's going, I thank you already for tuning in, for listening to music with me here. Now that I have the Occult Crescent unlocked, I can also go and gather Atma over in other parts of the world and by doing fates and leveling up my fate level, which is also pretty poor still, so that's another reason why I want to unlock that, the Occult Crescent, so I can do the fates or get the Atma while doing the fates, so I don't have to do fates to level up the fate level and then do fates again to get the Atma. So yeah. Two birds with one stone, because as you can see, my shared fate level Shadowbrings is good and Walker is done, but here, yeah, that's still pretty poor. I have a rank 2 on Urukupacha and Living Memory, but yeah, nothing up on rank 3 yet. Still a lot more to go. So yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Again, I will link the 6 tracks I just played down in the description below after the video. And let's see what next week will bring. Maybe I can do another stream, or maybe I find some time to finish editing some videos that are on my backlog. Quite a few. And also I still want to make the Dawn Trail 7.0 video with my initial thoughts on Dawn Trail. I mean, it's close to 7.3, but I still want to do that video too. So yeah, there's a lot that I want to do and little time to do all of them, but sooner or later you will get to see more videos again from me. Until then, have a great day, and yeah, until we meet again, goodbye. And now, can I find? Yeah, there it is. There is the ending screen. And also, thanks to all the people on screen here. I hope it's working. It does, but I think that's the wrong image. It is the wrong image. Just a sec. Because there is one more person on here. Now the image doesn't work, obviously. And this image is way too big. It would work, but this image is too big. Great. What did I do? I want to display this, therefore give me just a sec. I want to properly thank all the people here on screen right now. Let's just add a different color so you can... Well, even that doesn't work. Great. I thought I had prepared everything correctly, but for some odd reason that image is broken. Great. I will have to fix it for the next... Okay, I don't think the image is broken, I think OBS is broken. Let's go back to my regular stream screen. Yeah, stream screen. That's correct. Go back in here. No, it doesn't work. What did I do? Okay. Let's get that one real quick. It's way too large. And because of that, it's almost crashing my OBS. But at least it shows all of the people on screen. Just have to scale it down real quick. Thank you to all the subscribers on the left and all the supporters on the right, because there's a new supporter on here. Fun story, they were off tank in M8. They saw my name, and a few seconds later I suddenly had a donation on coffee. So thank you very much to Meepster for that donation. And I really wanted to include them in here. So thank you very much. Have a great great new start in the week. Sorry for the laggy end here, but this image is so big my computer is having quite trouble, and I have to fix this image for the next stream. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and until we meet again, goodbye.